I'm making this video as a resource that I can turn to whenever I'm sick of watches or the community I find myself in, or if I'm just grumpy about the watch industry in general, which happens a lot, probably more than it should. Here's a list of 9 things to remind myself why watches are awesome. Also, I found this AI voice generator that sounds a bit like Darth Vader, but spookier. I'm going to be using it.
Number 1, they measure time.
I know this is the most fundamental purpose of a watch and the most obvious thing one could say about a watch, but it's the most fantastic purpose something could have. Time seems really simple and straightforward and linear because it's a measurement that we use every day and we plan our lives around. But time is so wonderfully not simple and not straightforward. We don't even know what it is. If you asked Einstein what a watch measures, he would say it's our relative position in space-time, which means our place in the 4th dimension. Space-time identifies through mathematics how space and time are not independent and they're not absolute entities. Rather, they are intertwined and relative to the observer's frame of reference. It's a lot more complex than that. I'm not a physicist or a cosmologist. I am a trained theologian, so take that with a giant grain of salt. The watch on your wrist, in its most simple form, so a time-only model, measures the Earth's relative position to the sun. So a day is the time it takes for the Earth to rotate on its axis. If you have a more complex watch, maybe an annual calendar or a perpetual calendar, we are now also measuring the time it takes for the Earth to orbit around the sun. And on top of that, the monthly measurements are actually lunar calculations. And the moon's orbit around the Earth has absolutely nothing to do with the time that it takes for the Earth to orbit around the sun. I made a video recently about the Christopher Ward C1 moon phase. And a big theme of that video was the stars and how fantastic the moon phase complication is, how romantic of a complication it is, but also the aventurine dial made to mimic the night sky. When you look into the night sky and you see the little specks dabbled about everywhere, you're not just looking at little lights, you're looking back in time. You are seeing the ancient lights of an infinite universe still unfolding.
Number 2, they are beautiful.
That last point took way too long. Let's keep this one short and sweet. Watches are just beautiful. They are objects that teams of designers have pored over and thought about in great length. Like, even now, if you're wearing a watch, take 10 seconds to look at it. And in that 10 seconds, take in and think about the design elements that you love and have clearly been thought through and purposely put there.
Number 3, they are analog.
If you've ever tried to get a hold of me via emails, text messages, DMs, you will know I'm dog shit at it. I cannot tell you how much I genuinely hate digital communication. And it's not that I hate communicating with you. I probably think you're delightful. I just hate typing. I hate reading and typing and crafting communication in that way. I think phones are great tools. I use mine every day for train tickets, my Sainsbury's Nectar card, FaceTime. I just don't want to be someone who's constantly attached to a rectangle that's telling me information that I mostly don't care about. And to me, that is what an Apple Watch is. With mechanical watches, I love the fact that an ancient craft is being preserved and built upon, the artisanal care that goes into the creation of watches, and it's this analog technology that attempts to measure the 4th dimension and does it to a pretty accurate degree.
Number 4, it sets a lifelong item that will outlive me.
I don't want to think about my mortality for very long, but it's pretty fabulous to think of the things that will outlive us and might even be tokens by which others remember us. Little pieces of our soul that remain in the things that we leave behind. Choose wisely.
Number 5, Brittany, you do not know it all.
My camera keeps trying to overheat. It's one of the rare hot days in the UK, so we're just gonna do this specific one on my laptop camera. Now, this one is for a very specific shade of grumpy Britney. And this is when I've been online for too long and I'm yelling at YouTubers and people on forums saying, they don't even know what they're talking about. They clearly don't even know that much about watches, or they would know this or this or this. Two fabulous things about watches. For one, there's always more to learn. Technology changes and grows and advances. Plus, there's such a wealth of history behind timekeeping. And two, none of this is stuff that we just intrinsically know. You didn't wake up this morning knowing a ridiculous amount about Gerald Genta designs in the 1970s and the rise of integrated bracelet stainless steel sports watches. This is knowledge that you've accumulated over years of enthusiasm and people allowing you the space and grace to learn. Afford others the same.
Number 6, time yourself doing something stupid. Number 7. Wear a watch you have not worn in a long time.
It's easy to get stuck in the hamster wheel of life and start doing the same things over and over and over again. Give the Rolex Oyster Perpetual a break. Get off the hamster wheel. Wear something different. Maybe you will get a different perspective with it.
Number 8. Compliment a stranger. Offline.
So this one is often hard for me to do because when I do this to men, they think I'm a gold digger trying to hit on them. It doesn't matter which watch I'm wearing or how cool I try to play it off. I always just look like a weirdo. So for myself, I usually just compliment women. But who doesn't love receiving a compliment? Maybe it will be a conversation piece. Maybe you'll make a new friend. You probably won't make a new friend. I wouldn't go in with that high of a bar, but maybe you will. But it might make them love that watch in a new way, and it will definitely make them feel like $1,000,000.
Number 9, maybe just stay offline for a bit.
Yeah, I only feel discontent when I'm spending too much time online, and usually specific corners of being online, which make my blood boil. If you're feeling sick of watches, it's probably because of the internet. Please be gracious with me in the comments. Thank you for watching. Hello guys, I'm coming off a long day with a toddler, so that explains why I'm looking so delicious and hot. But I had to take a moment to thank the Pope tier patrons. Thank you all tier patrons, but the biggest, most special thank you ever to the Pope tier patrons. You guys keep this channel going, you keep the lights on here. This video was a little bit different. I just wanted to try something new and something different. I hope anyone liked it. If you didn't, that's okay. This video was mostly for me anyways, and hopefully get a little bit better at making videos, filming videos, and yeah. Anyways, thanks guys.